My fiancé posted, "Marriage is just a piece of paper anyway." After we fought about wedding planning, I commented agreed and tagged the wedding planner. She deleted the post, but the cancellation emails had already been sent. I, 29 male, Gabriel, need to get this off my chest because I'm sitting in what used to be our apartment, and she's blowing up my phone from her sister's place. 3 days ago, my fiancée Sophia, 27, and I had our biggest fight yet about wedding planning. We've been together 4 years, engaged for 1. The wedding was supposed to be in May. The fight started over the guest list. I wanted to invite my stepbrother Roy and his husband Juan. Sophia said no. Not because they're gay, she's totally fine with that, but because Roy makes everything about himself, and she didn't want him ruining her perfect day. Roy raised me after our parents died when I was 15. He was 22 and gave up his whole life to keep me out of foster care. But sure, he's the selfish one. I told her this was non-negotiable. She said I was being manipulative. I said she was being cruel. She stormed out. 20 minutes later, I see she's posted on Facebook, "When your fiancé cares more about his family than your happiness. Marriage is just a piece of paper anyway. Maybe some of us are meant to be free spirits." Sorry, not sorry, modern woman. Her friends immediately started commenting, "You deserve better, babe. Men always show their true colors before the wedding. Red flags everywhere." Her best friend Grace wrote, "Remember what happened with Ralph? Don't let another man control you." That's when something clicked. Ralph was her ex from college. According to Sophia, he was psychologically abusive and tried to isolate her from her friends. But the only specific example she ever gave was that he didn't want her going to Vegas for a bachelorette party with girls who openly did coke. I sat there staring at her post. 4 years together. Tens of thousands already spent on deposits. My brother called a selfish attention seeker, and her response was to blast me on social media and call our engagement just a piece of paper. So I commented, "Agreed. Marriage is clearly just paper." At the grand venues, at Platinum Catering Co., at DJ Mikey Spin, at Bloom Floral Design. Then I started making calls. The venue was the big hit. Their policy was clear. Cancellation more than 90 days out meant forfeiting the entire $10,000 deposit. I considered it a stupid tax. Cancelled. The caterer hadn't put in their food orders yet, so they agreed to a full refund of the secondary payment. Cancelled. The DJ was a friend of a friend and cool about it. Cancelled. The florist felt bad but understood. Cancelled. The photographer was the only other hassle. We'd lose the deposit on that too. Worth it. Within an hour, I'd undone 3 months of planning. Then I texted Roy, "Hey, can you make it to town this weekend? Want you to meet someone. Bring Juan." Sophia deleted her post about 10 minutes after I commented, but screenshots live forever. Her sister Natalie called me 15 minutes later. "What the hell did you do?" Sophia is freaking out. I agreed with her. Marriage is just paper. "You canceled the entire wedding over a Facebook post?" I canceled it because she publicly announced our relationship was meaningless, rather than have an adult conversation. She was just venting to 500 people, including my boss and coworkers. Natalie hung up. Sophia came home an hour later, tears streaming down her face. "How could you do this to me?" My mom already saw the cancellation emails. Everyone's calling me asking what happened. "You said marriage was just paper." I agreed. I was mad. "You know I didn't mean it." "No, I don't know that. Just like I don't know if you meant it when you called Roy selfish, or when you said yes to marrying me." She broke down sobbing. Not sad crying, angry crying. "You ruined everything. The grand venues was perfect. Do you know how hard it was to book? Grace's cousin got us that slot. Then Grace's cousin can get you another one, for your next engagement, to someone who agrees marriage is just paper." Stop saying that. God, you're being so manipulative right now. This is exactly what Ralph used to do. I laughed. Actually laughed. "Ralph didn't want you doing cocaine in Vegas. I don't want you publicly disrespecting our relationship. If that's the same thing to you, then we have bigger problems." Her face went white. "How? Who told you about the coke?" "You did. When you were wine drunk last Christmas. You also told me Ralph caught you cheating with his roommate, which is why he really broke up with you." She stood there, mouth open. Then she grabbed her phone and started texting furiously. "What are you doing? Damage control. I need to tell people you're having some kind of breakdown, mental health issues, maybe your parents' death anniversary. I took out my phone and posted her original screenshot. Anyone wondering about the canceled wedding? Here's why. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. She screamed. Like, actually screamed. That was 3 days ago. Now for the updates. Update 1. So Sophia stayed with her sister that first night. The next morning, Thursday, I woke up to 47 texts, 23 missed calls, and a notification for an urgent email from my boss. Turns out Sophia had found my boss's email address online and sent him and our general HR inbox a message at 3 a.m. Subject line, concern for Gabriel's mental health. I won't bore you with the whole thing, but highlights included: I was experiencing a psychological break, she was concerned for my safety and others, I had a history of instability related to my parents' death, she was reaching out as his emergency contact, she wasn't. My boss called me at 7 a.m. Hey, so, got a weird email. You okay? I felt sick to my stomach. I sent him the Facebook screenshots. I'm fine, we broke up, she's not taking it well. Jesus, okay, this is a lot. Take the day if you need it. HR has been notified just to create a record, and they've flagged her email address. Let us know if this continues. Then I checked social media. Sophia had gone nuclear. Posted in every local wedding group, mom group, and community page. Same story everywhere. I was mentally unstable, possibly dangerous, had trapped her in an abusive relationship, and she was brave for finally speaking out. The comments were insane. People who'd never met me were calling for my job, my arrest, my head. Someone found my LinkedIn and started messaging my connections. But here's the thing about scorched earth tactics. They burn the person holding the match. I started getting DMs. From her coworkers, from people who knew her in college, from 3 different exes. Dude, run. She did this to me too. She told everyone I hit her. I've never hit anyone in my life. Lost my job when she called my boss claiming I was stalking her. I hadn't seen her in months. One guy, Ralph, sent me a whole folder of screenshots, court documents from when she'd filed a restraining order against him. It was dismissed when security footage showed she was the one showing up at his apartment at 2 a.m., not the other way around. I was starting to see a pattern. Then Roy called. Hey little brother, heard you're having a rough week. Also heard you finally grew a spine. You saw the posts. Everyone saw the posts. Juan is ready to hire a lawyer for defamation. I told him to wait. Seems like she's doing a good job destroying her own credibility. He was right. By Thursday afternoon, the tide was starting to turn. The venue coordinator, seeing her venue's name being dragged through the mud, commented on one of Sophia's posts. For clarity, the wedding was canceled by the groom with full authorization. All contracts were dissolved legally. Please cease implying our establishment was party to anything untoward. The caterer followed suit. Then, the DJ. Suddenly, Sophia's victim narrative was developing cracks. That evening, she showed up at the apartment with Natalie and 2 male cousins. I saw them coming on the Ring camera and started recording everything on my phone. Open the door. I need my stuff. I talked through the doorbell speaker. Your stuff is in boxes in the lobby. The building manager has them. I want my ring back. The ring you said represented just paper? It's in the box with your jewelry. One of the cousins started kicking the door. Open up, tough guy. I'm calling the police now. This is being recorded. They left before the cops arrived, but I filed a report anyway. Paper trail. That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about those DMs from her exes. How many times had she done this? How did I not see it? Then I remembered something. Our shared Google Drive. We'd set up a shared folder for wedding planning, contracts, spreadsheets, guest lists. In her panic, she must have forgotten about it. I felt a pang of guilt, but it was drowned out by the emails and posts trying to ruin my life. I needed to know who I'd almost married. I opened the shared folder. And there, nestled between catereroptions.docx and venuecontracts.pdf was a file named journal.docx. She must have saved it there by mistake. I opened it. Holy shit. Update 2. I need to be clear. I'm not proud of reading her journal, but when someone's actively trying to destroy your life, you need information. And what I found? Well, the journal went back 3 years. I'm going to share some entries, edited for length. March 2022, 4 months into dating. Gabriel is perfect. Stable job, good income, and his family situation is so simple. No drama with in-laws, just that intense brother, but I can work on that. He's already talking about the future. This could be the one. July 2022, Ralph won't stop texting, so pathetic. Told Gabriel he's been harassing me. Poor baby was ready to fight for my honor. It's cute how protective he is. Might need a restraining order for Ralph though. He keeps threatening to tell people the truth about Vegas. December 2022. Gabriel is getting too comfortable. I saw him texting some girl from his gym, probably innocent, but I made him feel so guilty. He deleted his Instagram lol. Now he thinks he owes me. Proposal incoming? June 2023, right after our engagement. Ring is smaller than I hoped, but it'll do. At least Grace can shut up now that I'm engaged first. Already planning the wedding. It's going to be perfect. Maybe I'll invite Ralph just to show him what he lost. October 2023. Roy and his husband came for dinner. So awkward. Roy kept trying to tell embarrassing stories about Gabriel's childhood. Like, I care. He clearly thinks I'm not good enough for his sainted little brother. The feeling is mutual. He needs to be phased out after we're married. January 2024. New coworker is hot. Juan from accounting. He has a girlfriend, but that's never stopped me before lol. Gabriel is so trusting. It's actually sad sometimes. I still love him though. Well, I love the life we're building. Last entry, 2 weeks ago. Wedding stress is real. Gabriel won't let up about inviting Roy. So sick of hearing about Saint Roy who raised him. We get it. Your parents died. Find a new personality trait. I might need to create a little drama to get my way. It always works. I sat there staring at my laptop until sunrise. 3 years of manipulation. The Vegas thing with Ralph? She'd cheated on him, and he found out. Juan from accounting? I checked her phone records. We're still on a family plan. Dozens of texts, including some very not work-appropriate photos she'd sent him. But the worst part was how calculated it all was. I wasn't a person to her. I was a stable choice. An orphan with a simple family situation, except for Roy, who she planned to isolate me from. I felt like a fool. I made copies of everything. Screenshots, downloads, the works. Then I did something I probably shouldn't have. I sent it all to Roy. He called immediately. Jesus Christ, are you okay? I don't know. I'm driving down, now. It's 3 hours. I'll be there by noon. And buddy, we're getting you a lawyer. By Friday afternoon, I was emotionally numb. But Sophia wasn't done yet. Oh no. Friday night, she went live on Instagram. Crying. Makeup perfectly smudged. Sitting in what looked like a hotel room. I just want to thank everyone for their support, she choked out. This has been the hardest week of my life. Finding out the person you love isn't who you thought they were. He has me completely cut off. I feel so isolated. She went on for 20 minutes. She painted herself as a survivor of escalating emotional abuse. She claimed I'd financially controlled her. We split everything 50-50. Then she dropped the final veiled threat. I'm just so scared of what he'll do next. I just want to feel safe again. She didn't ask for money. She did something worse. She planted a seed of fear, implying I was dangerous. That was the last straw. I took her journal entries, the messages from her exes, the court documents Ralph sent me, and created my own post. Not emotional, just facts. Since my ex-fiancé has chosen to make our private relationship public and has made serious insinuations about my character, I am now presenting the facts. Journal entries in her own words admitting to manipulation. Court documents showing dismissed restraining orders against previous partners. Text evidence of infidelity during our relationship. Screenshots of her planning to create drama to get her way. I wanted to handle this privately. She chose otherwise. The truth is now public. I didn't tag anyone, I just posted it. Update 3. The post exploded in our city's Facebook groups. While some people accused me of stooping to her level, the evidence was hard to ignore. Over the next day, Sophia's carefully constructed narrative crumbled as people came out of the woodwork. Her high school best friend, she slept with my boyfriend, then convinced everyone I was lying about it. A former roommate, she would steal my clothes, then gaslight me into thinking I'd lent them to her. A coworker, she got 3 people fired by spreading rumors. HR has a file on her. By Saturday morning, Sophia's Instagram was private. Her Facebook was deactivated. The silence was deafening. Saturday afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. It was her dad. Son, what the hell is going on? My phone hasn't stopped ringing. Sophia is at our house in hysterics. I was tired of talking. I just sent him the link to my post with the evidence. He hung up. An hour later, he called back. His voice was different. Heavy. Jesus. We saw the journal scans. That's her writing. Yes, sir. She really wrote this? I'm sorry you had to find out this way. There was a long sigh. No, I'm sorry. We knew she had issues. Her mother and I. We thought she'd grown out of it. Therapy helped for a while, or we thought it did. She got better at hiding it, but I guess she never actually changed. Issues? Started in middle school. Lying, creating these elaborate dramas, pitting friends against each other. We spent thousands. I guess you can't fix what doesn't want to be fixed. He sounded defeated. I'll talk to her. If you need to pursue legal action, son, we understand. That was unexpected. Roy and his husband Juan arrived that evening. I was so emotionally spent I barely remember talking to them before crashing. Sunday morning, Juan, who's a contract lawyer, had papers spread across my coffee table. Okay, step 1 is a cease and desist for defamation. Step 2 is a demand for the return of conditional property. Like what? The engagement ring, for starters. Legally, it's a conditional gift in this state. The condition marriage wasn't met. It goes back to you. I don't even want it back. No, Juan said, looking at me over his glasses. But you want her to have to give it back. It's about closing the book. He was right. The ring was worth about $12. I'd saved for a year for it. We spent the next few days with my new lawyer, organizing a timeline and evidence. On Monday, I met the coworker, Juan, from Sophia's work. He was nervous, but he gave my lawyer a signed affidavit about how she'd manufactured a harassment claim that got him fired from their last job. He had evidence. My lawyer said it established a clear, malicious pattern. The following Tuesday, the lawyers met. I didn't go. Sophia showed up with her parents. Her lawyer opened with a weak offer. She'd agree to no contact if I took down my post. My lawyer counteroffered. She returns the ring, pays my legal fees, $8,000 and counting, posts a public retraction of all false statements, and agrees to a permanent no-contact order. Her lawyer called it unreasonable. My lawyer pulled out the affidavits from 3 different exes, the journal entries, the text evidence of infidelity. Your client has a documented multi-year pattern of defamation, malicious harassment, and fraud, my lawyer stated calmly. We are prepared to pursue both civil and criminal charges. This is not an offer. It's her one chance to avoid a lawsuit that will follow her for the rest of her life. Sophia apparently lost it. Screamed about how I'd ruined her life. Her own mother told her to shut up and take the deal. She signed. The next morning, she posted the retraction. Short and sterile. I retract all previous statements made about Gabriel. Our relationship ended due to irreconcilable differences. I wish him well. The ring was returned via courier. I sold it the same day and donated half the money to a domestic violence shelter for men, which I learned was a desperately underfunded resource. The other half went to Roy and Juan as a thank you. It's been a month now. I'm in therapy, unpacking how I ignored so many red flags because I was lonely. Roy helped me move to a new apartment. Fresh start. Sophia is posting again, vague quotes about new chapters. I hear she's already dating someone. I pity the guy. But it's not my problem anymore. The coworker Juan reported her to their HR with his evidence, backed by my legal case. She was fired last week. Some lessons learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Trust your family when they have concerns. Document everything. A paper trail is your best friend. Don't propose to someone who won't let you invite your only family to the wedding. Sometimes I can't believe it all happened. But I have the receipts, the legal documents, and the therapy bills to prove it. It's okay to walk away, even if it means canceling a whole-ass wedding. And Sophia, if you're reading this, thanks for the Facebook post. Best thing that ever happened to me. Edit. Since people are asking, yes, Roy is going to be my best man whenever I do get married. He also introduced me to his friend Amber, but that's something for future me to think about. And yes, he's already planning his attention-seeking speech. I can't wait.